When you least expect it, news arrived. On January 11th of 2023, out of nowhere, HAL updated their Japanese website for Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe and shared a ton of new footage and information. Here I come to fulfill my Kirby analysis duties to analyze, speculate, and inform about everything seen on this out of nowhere update. Hello everyone, I'm DExus and let's not waste any time. Welcome to the DExus Show. Let's start at looking at our playable characters, starting with player 1, Kirby. Looking at his design, we can see that some design attributes from Kirby and the Forgotten Land are here, mainly the reflection of light in Kirby's eyes, here being a light blue instead of green. Let's talk about copy abilities. The game counts with 26 copy abilities. That's 3 more than in the original Kirby's Return to Dreamland. The 2 new abilities I will later be talking about. We also have the return of the Festival copy ability from Kirby Star Allies. It seems like Festival is an ability created to indicate what games are anniversary titles. First introduced for Kirby's 25th anniversary in Kirby Star Allies, and now for Kirby's 30th here. Also, hey! Magolor joins into the party when you use this ability with 4 players. All of the abilities in this game play like they used to in the Wii original. This with the confirmed return of the removed attack, Spinning Fire Breath. Alongside this is also the return of the Triple Hammer attack. If those attacks are back, it is also very likely that other removed or altered moves will be returning here as well, like Beam's Revolution Beam. Also, Kirby's Sleep Bubble now deals damage when it blows up. Hey, the ability isn't entirely useless now. One small detail but very noticeable for me is that many old ability icons have been updated, those being the ones for Sword, Fire, Needle, Leaf, Spark, Beam, Hammer, High Jump, and Cutter. And with High Jump's redesign, I'm not a fan of, since it's one of the only ability icons to have Kirby himself be in the icon. Tornado's ability icon is not changed, but it was updated, changing its gray color to a more bluster blue, to better represent the element it gives. Talking about redesigns, the Spark headband gets a slight redesign, with the 2 lines around it being changed to plus signs, and the gem in the middle of the headband being a little bit smaller. Wing also has a redesign, and it removes an outdated reference for the hat, yet it keeps its recognizability. Hey, Kirby has actual wings now! Kirby's Return to Dreamland's main gimmick are the super abilities, so let's talk about them real quick. They all have new animations, and they are all so adorable! Look at Flare Beam's animation! Look at Snowball's! I'm in love with each and every one of these, as they convey Kirby's character perfectly. His cool and ready for action pose with Ultra Sword, Monster Flame, and Grand Hammer, his enthusiasm and gluttonous side with Snowball, and his expertise, confidence, and clumsiness with a touch of happy-go-lucky demeanor with Flare Beams. They're all perfect, and I'm so glad that we get to see more of Kirby's character in the games. Alongside these new animations, we also see the abilities at work. It seems like every bit of motion control has been removed. You know, press up and down to grow Kirby's hammer with Grand Hammer, and just press B to attack with Snowball. I wonder how Kirby's Super Inhale works in this version. Do you just press the B button for longer and he automatically does the Super Inhale? Or do I have to mash directions or mash B for it to happen? Getting back at the other characters, we also have the rest of the cast. Yellow Kirby, Green Kirby, and Blue Kirby. Alongside also Kirby's best friends, King Dedede, rocking a new design more similar to his Forgotten Land appearance, but significantly scaled down, Meta Knight, also rocking his Forgotten Land design and being a little bit taller than previous, and the lovely Bandana Waluigi, looking as dapper as ever. For some reason they also have ability icons, those being star versions of their ones from Kirby Star Allies. Kirby's normal ability icon is also the same as the one in Star Allies. Before anyone gets their hopes up, it doesn't seem like any other unlockable character will be playable. Not even Magolor, since he doesn't have an ability icon on the website. Dedede, Meta Knight, and Bandana Waluigi do get to keep their new Dream Friend abilities from Kirby Star Allies. This is being shown by Bandana Waluigi's Ground Thrust, Meta Knight's Galactic Counter, and Dedede's Head Slide and Super Dedede Jump. Dedede also has a new move here where he throws an explosive hammer. Oh, and Meta Knight also gets to keep the really cool bat effects from Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Now let's finally talk about Kirby's 2 new abilities, the previously revealed Mecha and the newly announced Sand. Mecha is all about projectiles and explosions. Its moveset seems to go as follows: tap B, up B, dash B, down B, hold B, mash B, and finally down then up B. Sand is all about throwing sand all around in a short range. Its moveset seems to go as follows: press B, hold B while pressing up, dash B, down then up B, shield, B while shielding, hold B, and possibly down B? Throughout different footage, we get to see the new enemies that grant these new abilities. For Mecha, it's this little robot dude, and for Sand, it's this little reptilian friend. And these little guys definitely fall under the Skrunklo definition. I love them. Speaking of enemies, would you look at that? Ugly old Wolf Erasure. Yeah baby, that's what it's all about. Ability challenge rooms are also back, but there are only 9 of them, with 2 of the new ones being for the 2 new copy abilities. I'ma be honest, I'm a little bit upset that we don't also get the challenge rooms from Kirby's Dream Collection. You know, just to make this definitely deluxe. But, oh well, what can you do? Now that we're done with the main story stuff, let's talk about all that we know about the mysterious Magalor-shaped castle, with its name being officially confirmed to be called the Merry Magoland, which you'll probably gain access to from anywhere in story mode subworlds, in which Kirby flies towards via his warp star. This can be done by pressing X for Merry Magoland. In this theme park, hosted by Magalor himself, we get access to this game's 10 subgames, featuring 8 returning subgames from the series' history, and 2 new ones. The returning subgames are Samurai Kirby from Kirby Superstar, Bomb Rally and Crackety Hack from Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, Smash Ride from Kirby Squeak Squad, On the Draw from Kirby Superstar Ultra, Checkerboard Chase from Kirby 64, Egg Catcher from Kirby's Adventure, and Ninja Dojo from the original Kirby's Return to Dreamland. The 2 new subgames are Magalor's Tone Tracker and Gun Gun Blasters. Magalor's Tone Trackers has been explained in the game's first trailer. Race against the other players to collect the tone Magalor is talking about. Gun Gun Blasters has the players shoot each other down. Each player has 10 shots and 4 hit points. Shots can be charged for bigger blasts, and some capsules can be collected to get more shots. Players can also pick up a Super Blaster to create a huge star-shaped shot that goes through walls and one-hit KOs opponents. Once you lose all 4 hit points, you lose. Last Kirby standing wins. The music track for this minigame is a remix of Kirby's Air Ride's Machine Passage, which is the track's first remix ever. Every other of the returning subgames beautifully recreated the location and music of the original versions. Now let's talk about the details in the other subgames. Bomb Rally takes place in the same place from Chop Champs from Kirby Star Allies. You can see the complete and unfinished log houses in the background. On the Draw has Magalor as a new cutout to shoot down. Looking good, Magalor! Talking about hats in this minigame, everyone gets their own cowboy hat, and they are all amazing. Kirby's is very classic and just good. Meta Knight's is so cool and dark, he even has a cool feather and all. Bandana Waddle Dee's is like Kirby's, but he has a little blue bandana wrapped around it. And the one Diddy is wearing just fits him perfectly. The original version of this minigame is played with the touchscreen, but here of course that's not possible. So it looks like you now have to aim with the control stick instead. If you have a good memory, you might have noticed that Scope Shot from the original Kirby's Return to Dreamland is not present in this game. And that's likely because it's too similar to this one. I for one am okay with that replacement, because Kirby with a pistol is way funnier than Kirby with a blaster. The only survivor of the Scope Shot purge is Robo DDD, who now replaces the King and the return of the Egg Catcher from Kirby's Adventure. In this subgame, we can also see an updated version of King Deddede's throne room. I love the framed picture of himself there. He looks so silly giving 2 thumbs up and he just has a huge dopey smile. I love him. The gameplay shown here is noticeably 1 player, but it is stated in the website that all of the subgames are 4 player, so I suspect that this is played by taking turns. Surprised they didn't just go with a split screen for this. I also wonder if the other characters are playable here, or if everyone is forced to play as the multicolored Kirbys. Since Bandana Waddle Dee doesn't have a mouth, Meta Knight will not take his mask off around people, and DDD would not eat his own children. If they aren't playable, I wonder how they will execute that. Pun intended. Maybe they just use baskets or something? Samurai Kirby is the only subgame that has the option to be played with over 4 people. That being with 100 people online! Yeah, Kirby Battle Royale is finally real. This is the only game that seems to be playable online as well. Not even the main story is playable online. The rest of the Nintendo Switch Online involvement is for leaderboards of the subgames. Now let's talk about Merry Magoland as a location real quick. I believe that you can freely move around Kirby in the Warp Star, and to then get to the subgame doors, you must talk to Magolor, who will ask for the player amount and character selection, and then just gives you access to select the subgame. The first half of the park has a couple of Waddle Dees. I wonder if these friends act like they do in Kirby and the Forgotten Land, being quiet but interactable, or like they do in Kirby Battle Royale, where they talk to you. There's one Waddle Dee that will talk no matter what, and that's the Souvenir Shop Waddle Dee. This fella will be your menu for the Souvenir Shop, where you can wear dress-up masks for your characters and also view, purchase, unlock, or redeem souvenir items. Souvenir items are items that you can later use throughout the game's story mode. In any stage, you can hold X to use any item you have in your slot. But if your slot is empty, you can press and hold X to open a menu that will let you select from various souvenir items you have available to be placed onto that slot, which you then can hold X to use. The souvenir items available are an energy drink, a Maxim Tomato, a Crackler, a Balloon Bomb, and a random copy ability. Let us talk about those dress-up masks now. There are a grand total of 86 masks available to be unlocked, and they all represent different Kirby characters throughout the entire series. Some masks even make sounds from the characters they're based off. The masks that we have already seen are Kirby, Magolor, Waddle Dee, Bandana Waddle Dee, King Dedede, Meta Knight, Rick, Kine, Ku, Gooey, Chef Kawasaki, Mr. Frosty, Marks, Adeline, Ribbon, Dark Meta Knight, The Roach, Merc Soul, what could be Landia, Taranza, Francisca, Flamberge, Sand Party San from Heroes in Another Dimension, Elflin, and finally, Conemouth Kirby. Both dress-up masks and souvenir items are received by earning stamps on the Stamp Rally. You earn stamps in Stamp Rally by playing the sub-games. It's not clear how you specifically earn each stamp, but I suppose it works like how it does in Kirby Fighters 2, Kirby Stream Buffet, and Super Kirby Clash. Stamp Rallies seem to be composed of missions, and there are a total of 100 missions. I would like to mention one last thing about Merry Magoland. In some story mode gameplay, we can see a ticket of some sort. Nothing is really known about these, other than they are definitely tied to the amusement park. Are they used to buy items and masks? Are they used to play the sub-games? We will have to wait and see. And that is all there is to learn about this new information. I hope that you enjoyed learning all there is to know about this game currently. Special thanks to Sonico, Mekeo, and my other Patreons. I am now off to collapse on myself. Have a great day. Goodbye.